Okay, hi Nhuận. Uh-huh.
Hello, can you share your screen now? I would like you to be the host.
Okay, hopefully that will come now. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Sure, no problem.
Hello, hello. I think we can start now. We can start now. Yeah.
Okay, so is Tao there? I think Tao's going to say a few words of introduction first, Nhuận.
All right. Yeah. I think we can start now. Yeah. Is everything is ready? Let's go.
Okay, thanks, Nhuận. Thanks for all your support. Appreciate it.
Good afternoon, everyone. On the behalf of our organizing committee, we would like to thank you so much for the participation and contribution to annual convention success. I'm Hương Thảo from Phoenix University, as the presentation moderators. Uh, Very happy to see you all be here. Before the presentation, there are a few considerations. In case you have any questions and concern about the presentation, please feel to leave them in the 5 to 10 minutes Q&A section. So now I am very happy to welcome Davide, Dr. Đỗ Ngọc Thúy, Dr. Nguyễn Thị Hồng Nhật, and Dr. Phương Hoàng Yến in this section with the entitled Digital Learning Evaluation Funded, Fund Lesson Learned. About the presenter, first of all, I would like to say something about the Davide. He's a British Council Vietnam English Program Senior Academic Managers. And the second one is the Dr. Bùi Thị Ngọc Thúy. She graduates the master and doctoral programs in the language policy in the United States. So now she is deputy head of external affairs office at Hanoi University of Science and Technologies. The third one is Dr. Nguyễn Thị Hồng Nhật. She is the Dean of Faculty of English, a teacher, educator, and a lecturer in English at Hanoi Pedagogical University, too, in Vietnam. She holds a doctoral degree from University of Queensland. And last but not least, Dr. Phương Hoàng Yến is currently Associate Professor at School of Foreign Languages, Cần Thơ University. So now, welcome for presenters. Hi, David. Hi, David.
Hi.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, Tao.
Yeah.
I can start now. Thank you. Great. Thanks very much, Tao. Thanks for that introduction. And it's great. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning. I'm currently in Manchester in the UK, where it's quite sunny this morning. I hope the weather is equally good in Nha Trang, and I'm really sorry that I can't be with you this year. I hope next year I can join you face to face wherever we have the VIC2022 2023. Thanks everyone for your patience. Sorry we had a few technical challenges, but we're online now. So I'm going to say a few words of introduction about the Digital Learning Innovation Fund, and then I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Tweed, Dr. Nyut, and Dr. Ian to say a little bit more about the projects. And then at the end, we'll have some short time to just outline some of the lessons learned of the Digital Learning Innovation Fund more generally, and then we'll have, as Tao said, hopefully some time for some Q&A, either from people online or from the room there in Nha Trang. Very briefly, about the British Council, we were founded in 1934 as the UK's international organisation for culture and educational opportunities, and our main focus is to build connections, understanding and trust between people in the UK and other countries, including Vietnam, through arts and culture, through education, and through the English language, so which is what we're focused on today. Last year in 2021-22, we reached over 650 million people across the world, and provided online resources to 70 million English language learners and teachers, and hopefully you're familiar with some of our products, for example, the Teaching English website. English programs, as Tao says, I'm the Senior Academic Manager. My colleague Nga Lei is also in the room with you today. We're from the English programs team of British Council and British Council Vietnam. And our work is organized into three main impact areas. One is English and education. And the second is English Connects, which is focused on digital. And the third is on English and empowerment. And just to give you a little bit of background to this, because it sets the scene for what we're going to talk about this afternoon with the three projects. Again, in terms of English and education, we're looking at two main areas, looking at English language teaching and education, which is obviously what we're primarily concerned about, but also English in a multilingual world. And the second impact area, English Connects, is looking at how we can use digital and other technologies to reach teachers and create an online English teacher community through platforms such as Teaching English, as well as other educational technology support. And again, you're going to hear from the three projects in just a few minutes. They'll explain a bit more about that. As I said, cutting across all of our activities, especially since the pandemic, has been areas of gender equality, of inclusion, and also use of educational technologies, including digital. We collaborate with the National Foreign Languages Project, NFLP, who obviously are a partner in the VIC2022 International Convention each year. And our main activity areas look at these four areas here: research and insight, capacity building and CPD, as well as how we engage with stakeholders such as NFLP and VIC2022 Association, as well as consultancies in assessment, curriculum and resources. So again, our projects today are very much looking at those first two activity areas of research and insight, and also capacity building in CPD for teachers and teacher educators. As I say, you're going to hear a lot more from my three colleagues in just a few moments. So English programs and British Council in Vietnam, we've operated in Vietnam since 1993. So next year is our 30th anniversary in Vietnam. And as I mentioned before, throughout that time, we've collaborated very closely with the ministry and with NFLP, the National Foreign Languages Project, and a wide variety of projects and programs over the years. And English language teaching, ELT development, and our work has always been hand in hand with NFLP and NFLP's strategy for currently for 2025. And the collaboration plan that we signed in 2021 is a part of that. And we're constantly seeking new ways to cooperate in order to support inclusive and quality English language teaching, English language learning, and English language assessment through those partnerships. So in terms of digital innovation and our track record in digital innovation, going back to 2008, we worked with the ministry to create what we called a virtual teacher support network. This was a website called Teaching English in Vietnam. Unfortunately, no longer exists. But in that website, we tried to map some of the teaching English resources and lessons to the Vietnam English language curriculum at that time, so that all the lessons and all the activities were mapped from grade 3 all the way up to grade 12 of the Vietnamese school system. In 2013, we partnered with Nokia and Pearson for a Bridget program, working with teachers primarily in Ho Chi Minh City. And then we had a number of consultancies. One was in 2017, looking at a review of large-scale innovation projects in English language teaching for NFLP. And we also worked with NFLP to do a report looking at an open online learning center for teachers. And we're very pleased to see that NFLP are currently working on the development of that. And that led in 2021 to our Digital Learning Innovation Fund, which is why we're here today. So a little bit of background, very brief background to that. The Innovation Fund was created in response to the COVID, to the pandemic. Obviously, we all know that COVID kind of first hit in January, February of 2020, when the schools and universities were closed. Throughout 2020, British Council globally had what we call the Digital Task Force, where we, together working with colleagues across the globe, we created a number of resources. You can see one on the right there, the remote teaching tips. Many of these resources can still be found on our Teaching English website. And then in September 2020, we held what was called the Virtual ELT Mission. This was a hybrid event in the Melia Hotel in Hanoi, partnering the British Council with the UK's Department for International Trade, with the Vietnamese Ministry of Education and Training, and NFLP. And at that mission in September 2020, we announced the idea for what was to become the Digital Learning Innovation Fund. And the call was eventually launched in January of 2021. There were two themes. There was a briefing session, and we received 9 proposals. So just in a very brief overview, I'm not going to go through all the slides. Hopefully we can share these with you later. The idea of the Digital Learning Innovation Fund was to support NFLP in their continuing ambition to improve the teaching and learning of English. How to do that? By exploring some more inclusive and more accessible approaches, particularly through the use of digital resources and educational technology tools. And again, we were trying to encourage collaboration and partnerships between UK, ELT and higher education institutions and Vietnamese ones, so that we could generate some new research, new insight, new innovations. As I mentioned, there were 2 main themes. One was to pilot and co-develop some digital content, particularly focused on education. And the second was also looking at capacity building and CPD for teachers. Again, through a variety of models. You're going to hear more about those in just a few minutes. And then we used a number of selection criteria. As I said, we received 9 proposals, and we used the selection criteria here of innovation, collaboration, impact, and quality to decide on which of those 9 proposals we would accept. And through that process, in March of 2021, we selected the 3 projects that you're going to hear from today and also tomorrow. There was a digital English theatre project, that's Dr. Ian. There's VIC2022, you'll hear from Dr. Twee in a few minutes. And there's the virtual mentoring and online CPD course. You'll hear about that from Dr. Nyut in just a few moments. So those are the 3 projects there. So that's a very brief introduction to the 3 projects. And I'm now going to hand over, I think I'm first of all going to hand over to Dr. Twee, who's going to say a few words about the VIC2022 project, which was a collaboration between Coventry University and Hanoi University of Science and Technology here in Vietnam. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Dr. Twee. Thanks, Twee.
The slide, and the technical person said that if I share the slide, and it means you have to be out of the Zoom.
Oh, okay. All right. I'd love to hear your presentation. Yeah. Sorry, Twee, but if that's what I have to.
Thảo will send the outline to you, and you
Okay, sure. Yeah, if Thao can do that, I'm happy to share for you. Yeah, that's no problem, Twee and Nia and Ian. Yeah. Thanks, Twee. Thanks, Thao. Zalo. Sure. Brilliant. Checking. Yeah, I've got it. Thanks. Yeah. I can see it's downloading now. Just bear with me a second, Twee. Yeah. Thanks, Tao, for sharing those. Sure. Okay, I can open your slides now. Just bear with me a second.
So, they already set a great concept for what to ensure the student learning and also ensure the quality of learning.
this project so that we can to have a more online topic.
Yep, hope it should be shared. It should be
Yeah, so
moving now.
that's done.
Yeah.
Next one, I already talked about this.
Okay.
So and in the project, I know British Council and so many foreign organizations, they also focus so much on gender equity and also address the SDGs. And we also try to include some important SDGs in order to promote quality education in our projects. Next, please. Okay, so what we would like to do together with the British Council and the National Foreign Language Project of the Ministry of Education and Training, we propose to improve the online speaking and interactional competencies for English language teachers. And we also try to include so many teachers from different regions in Vietnam in order to make sure the inclusiveness in our project. And also foster the demise of native speaker when it comes to English language teaching and learning, and develop student-centered ELTA pedagogy underpinned by the intercultural and international knowledge sharing. So that is the core of the project that we embarked on. Next, please. What we would like to do is we would like to co-create the community of practice for teachers through virtual exchange. And we would like to create the very safe third space for teachers and student teachers to work together, even online, in order to share knowledge and also learn from each other. So next, please. All right. So virtual exchange. This one is a long definition, but you can see it enables sustained technology, enables research informed and people to people education programs in order to spread the education and constructive and interaction take place for individuals from many different areas. So it's all a lot about technologies that enable education. Next, please. Okay, so we also employed the postmodern theory that we focus on the three elements. The first is particular that we teach the teachers with the practical aspect or the things that they feel challenged in their community, and the practicality, how the theory and the practice and teachers as the agents of their own teaching and theorizing their own practice, and the possibility to foster the social cultural factors that affect teachers' circumstances and their ability to create impact in their community. Next, please. This one, can you skip it? Okay, so we work with Coventry University, and we also I talked about this already. So can you skip it? So if you notice in the CESR at the moment for about 2 years now, they focus on not only the interaction activities and other factors, but the online aspect of interaction. So it means that all teachers and students need to be equipped with a lot of technological competencies in order to have effective teaching and learning. So this one is very important element that added by the framework at the moment. Next. Okay, so
oh, this is. Oh, sorry. This is the one I've received from.
Maybe the different line.
Apologies for that.
So maybe you can. Okay, so we focus more on the introduction to the project, the classroom interactional competencies. We also foster more teaching speaking online because so many teachers require that at that time, and how to about the communicative teaching, grammar teaching online, and also the tips and tricks to support online interaction. And also we have a series of teacher reflective lesson plans, and they also showcase a lot of their lesson plans during the final of the section. That I think Thảo is also the attendance, and they later she become the one of the trainers of our project for the phase 2. So we have a lot of testimonies here. Yeah. All right. So next one. So I maybe I would like to focus more on the results of the project.
Okay. Shall I?
Yeah. So here you can see that we could attracted teachers from 36 university and schools in all over Vietnam, and we aim to work on the teacher in the north, and the middle, and the south of Vietnam, and also the teachers and student teachers not only in big cities but in rural areas. So it's a very impressive in terms of the geographical impact of the project. Um, and this one, so this innovative in the way that the first time I think teachers and students in Vietnam are trained with teachers and student teachers in the UK. So in the UK, you can see there are participants from Coventry University, other universities, and also master students who come from different countries in the world. So this is really wonderful time for teachers in Vietnam to interact with international teachers. Yes. Next one, please. Okay, so you can see our team, we work with Marina and other researchers. Next, please. I think, can you go to, I think this is maybe too much if I talk about these slides.
Okay.
Maybe that is a, yes. So we can attracted nearly 300 participants in both Vietnam and the UK. For the 2 phases, and every Wednesday evening we train teachers for from 8:30 to 10. So it's very intense, and it requires a lot of commitment and time of the teachers and everybody, because at that time people have a lot of commitment, yes, in their home. But I think that is a great effort of our participants. Next, please. Um, so so maybe I will stop here for now. So actually, I think this is maybe another slide, not the 5 minutes slide version that I prepared.
Okay.
So I don't know what
Right.
to
Sorry.
explain next. So I
Apologies for that.
I would like to say that
Hopefully.
one of the results is when we ask whether the project helps teachers help the participants to increase their technical competencies, and nearly 100% all of the participants agree that they are very happy with the project. And for the lesson learned, we would like to really encourage this model. You might want to say that because the COVID-19 is already, kind of better, and but I think this one is really a great way for the hybrid teacher professional development. And we can include not only people in Vietnam but also a lot of teachers and educators around the world in order to promote this. And it's very less expensive, very possible, and we would like later to encourage also universities, institutions, educational companies, and the Ministry of Education and Training to work together on this, so that we can train teachers for more reflective teacher professional development skills for their own teaching, and also for more the better or effective English language education. And I would like also to take this opportunity to thanks so many people, the Ministry of Education and Training, British Council, and our university, and also all the attendants of our project. And also thanks to Davide and Chị Nga for your very hard work and commitment to work with us for a successful project. And thanks to you all here for to stay late for to listen about our projects and for more discussion. So again, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Twee, for that. And apologies for the some technical difficulties there with the slides. Before, I'm just waiting for, I think Dr. Nyut will be speaking next. I'm just waiting for the slides to come to me. I haven't received those at the moment. So I'll give Nyut a chance just to say a few words. While I wait for the slides to be shared, so I can share them with you. I think they've come now. I think I've received them now. And remember, Twee, as well, you might want to say something about your presentation tomorrow. What time is your presentation tomorrow when people can learn more about your project in more depth, in more detail?
Already talked about that while you try to share slides for me. So again, at 2 p.m. Building the
Great, thanks, Twee. I just wanted everyone a chance to remember and hopefully learn more about not just your project but all three projects. Okay, I'm ready to. Yeah, when you're ready, I'm ready to share your slides. I have them here with me now. I have them already. Yes, I can.
So my turn.
I can
first,
show.
Right. Yes, later.
Yeah, and then Ian.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for attending the presentation of our groups today. So in the next couple of 5 to 7 minutes, I will give you some information about the project that our university conducted. And thanks to British Council, we was very lucky to receive the funds, the digital innovation fund. And in our project, we collaborated with International House London to develop a professional development course for teachers in Vietnam in material development and adaptation. And the title of the project is Materials Development and Mentoring with Junior Secondary Teachers in Vietnam. Can you move to the next slide, please?
There you go.
Next, please. Yes. So, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, we also thought about how we can help the teachers in Vietnam. And thanks to the hybrid seminar conducted by British Council in Vietnam, we got to know each other, International House London and Hanoi Pedagogical University #2. We got to know each other, and then we found out that we got a lot of have a lot of in common. We share the value, we share the passions about high quality teacher education, and we have expertise in teacher training. So we think about how we can help the teachers, and we decided to conduct it to develop the professional development course on teacher to improve the skills for teachers to develop and adapt materials. Can you move to the next, please?
Sure.
The reason, yeah, the next one, please. The reasons we decide to focus on material development come from the context of Vietnam, and we aim to develop the skills for teachers for for 69 English teachers in the rural areas across Vietnam, and we developed an open access digital teacher development course. Next, please. And the reason why we focus on material development came from the context of Vietnam when um, by the end of 2018, the Vietnamese government's Ministry of Education and Training issued a very important document that is the new general education program, including the English program, in which we next week, um, and in which there's one very important change in the program is that now one program can have a lot of different textbooks instead of just using one textbook. So in the past, only textbook approved by the Ministry of Education and Training can be used in the public school. But since 2018, the government allow other international publishers and national publishers to produce a textbook, and those textbooks will be evaluated and issued, approved by MOEC to be used in the public schools. By saying that teachers now have more freedom and flexibility in using the textbook as well as can adapt the textbook, and that requires their skills and knowledge to design new material or to adapt the textbook to meet the needs to fit the students. Um, so next please. Um, yeah. So you can see, for example, here's only for grade 6, there are 8 textbooks are approved to be used in the Vietnamese public schools across Vietnam. Next please. So we found out that we did a pre-survey to ask teachers about their needs, and one of the significant needs that they emphasize is they lack the skills of adapting the new textbooks which are very new to them. So we um, selected 69 teachers from the disadvantaged areas who um, kind of have very inadequate opportunities for teacher development. And you can see here we have teachers from 11 provinces, and they come from the across Vietnam, from the north to the south of Vietnam. So next please. So in the course, they were divided into 4 groups, and they um, received the training sections from the trainers from both institutions. And in this training course, they were equipped with the skills and to design more materials or to adapt materials to meet the needs of their students. And in addition to online um, sections with the trainers, they also interact with the trainers and with other trainees on tablets and on Google Classroom LMS system. And at the end of the course, we um, asked the teacher to do another survey, and also we evaluated their teaching reflections, and we found out that um, you know, the overall finding is the teachers um, felt more confident in adapting textbooks, in designing materials for their classes, and also they yeah, um, they, in addition to learning from their training course, they had the opportunities to adapt and experimented their ideas in their own classroom. And by the end of the course, connection của mấy thầy ạ. Sorry for this. We can wait for another, I think 1 minute to reconnect. Sorry for this inconvenience. So overall, the teacher expressed their enjoyment and confidence in designing more materials or supplemental um, materials to their classroom. And we can see that most of them enjoyed the training session that they had, and they learn new ideas to apply in their classroom. And we can see that there's some reflection from the teachers here. Yeah, next please. Yeah. So you can see, for example, one teacher say, now they know how to adapt, know how to plan the lessons, how they can develop materials and change the task in the textbook, or how to apply the new idea in their speaking or listening lessons. Um, and um, they really thought that they would love to. Yep. So, for example, we have a teacher from Sunla province, and he said that um, he had a chance to practice planning lessons and learn from partners, especially their deserving ideas and comments that will contribute a great deal to their teaching career. Or another teacher from Chavin said that she learned a lot of useful things. Next, please. And you can see this slide is one illustration of what the teacher learned from the training course and put into practice in his own classroom. So after having training session with the trainers, he came back to his school and he also viewed Padlet in his own classroom. And the teachers and also his students was really satisfied with what they experimented, and he showed really his happiness with what he learned and could apply in his um, with his students. Next, please. Another contribution of our project is that we collected all of the teachers' materials, the trainees' materials, and we developed an online self-access um, training course for the teachers. And you can see the information about the training course here. Can you move to the next slide, please? Yep, right. This is the outline of the course, and at the moment it is uploaded to my university platform, and also it open for free access to all the teachers across Vietnam. And I copy the barcode, the scan code here, and you can join if you are interested. But you can see that this is, for example, we developed this course with a lot of valuable information from the trainees of our training course. And for example, you can see we have one lessons on designing materials or adapting textbook and materials for teaching reading, or another lesson is about teaching vocabulary and teaching listening. Yeah, next please. Yeah. Um, Yep. You can see the training course here was very well prepared and include different modes of learning for videos or audios and also illustration and examples and story from the teachers. And here is one example, a video lesson from the course. Next please. Next please. Yep. And I want to um, stop here for 10 seconds. So if you are interested in joining the course for free, uh, I have to say that this course is a very valuable contribution of our project to the English language teaching and learning in Vietnam. And thanks to British Council, we deliver this course for free for all the teacher. And at the moment, we have been sending invitation to teachers across Vietnam, and also we have more than 200 students at our university. They are joining this course as one of the supplementary element of their of one of the modules that they learned in their university. So you see, what I want to emphasize is that the project have improved the student, the teachers' confidence in the use of new materials, and also improve their confidence in the ability to evaluate, to adapt, and also to develop materials related to their teaching. Um, and teacher, in addition to the skills they learn and acquire, they also become more aware of the role of the textbook. They understand that textbook is one of the important materials in their classroom in the context of Vietnam. That is not the only material they have to use, and now they are aware of the need to adapt the textbook to meet the needs of the students. And also, teacher became more, engaged in professional development. So I think that is one important contribution of our project. Um, and next, please. Um, and this project can be skewed to other contexts and to different levels of education, such as in high school or in primary school. Um, and our our aim is that we are conducting the National Foreign Language Project of Vietnam to share our free self-access course with the teacher in Vietnam. So the success that we have from our project come a lot from our um, the mutual understanding between two partners, IH London and International in Pedagogical University number 2, and also it come from the continuous and generous support from different stakeholders, including British Council, including the National Foreign Language Project, including our university leaders and the teachers and the students. And that is a very brief pictures of our project. And I would like to say thank you very much for your participation. And I'm very happy to have any other questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Nyat, Dr. Nyat. I think we can move straight on, if it's okay with you, Tao, to Miss Ian. I have the slides ready, but we have to be mindful of the time as well, because we're already up against the time, and it would be nice if we had a chance for maybe some questions as well. I can share your slides now, Nyat, if that's okay. Okay. Oh, and if Nyan or Tao is there, can you? Oh, I'm the host now. Okay, great, thanks. Okay, there you go, Ian.
Davide. So I'm the last one, and I'm going to present to you another fund that British Council offer for Concur University, which is entitled Digital English Theatre Project. This is completely different from what you have just seen in the previous two projects. This is the partnership between the three partners. The first one is IH Belfast of UK. The second one is Concur University, and the last one is the Hands Up project. So, what is the aim of the project? We are we have three main aims actually. So the first aim is to support teacher to integrate digital English theater as an innovative methodology into English language teaching. The second aim is to improve Vietnamese student communicative competence, engagement, and learning motivation. And the last one is to support teacher and student in the use of new digital technology in the classroom. So, what do we have? The first thing we have in the project is to have teacher training. We have 40 teachers participate in the project. The first group of teachers, including 30 teachers from uh, 4 universities: An Giang University, Cần Thơ University, Đồng Tháp University, and Kiên Giang University. And the second group of teachers come from 3 high schools: Bạc Liêu, Cần Thơ, and Sóc Trăng. And we divided them into 3 cohorts. And every cohort have 7 sections of online training. So the following is the picture of teacher training. So at first, the first 2 training, we have the training with the expert from the Hands Up project. So you can see that there are different pictures of the teacher training as Davide is going to move. As you can see, yeah, right. So from the first 2 groups of training, then we pick up some teacher and decide and change them from the trainee to become the trainer for the project. So the third part of the third section of training were organized by teacher trainer that we trained from the first 2 trainings. So after the teacher have been trained, they have performance. So these are digital theater that they can have that they have in the classroom. For example, there's one script which they call "Live Your Life," and there can be different picture that you can see is Davide is going to move it. Yes, another one is about bullying at school, right? And then the next one will be about kind of the freedom for Gaza people, right? And we have more to come in the next slide. Is Davide is going to move it, right? So it's your choice. Talking about women should be the one who decide their own happiness rather than putting it in someone else's hands, right? So please move on with the picture, right? We can talk about one word, different story. It's about we should stop war. War is meaningless in this world, for example, right? So after the teacher have received training and they perform the digital theater by themselves, then we come to the next stage of the project. It is about student training, right? Yeah. So how many participants have we got? We got more than 1,200 students. And we have a diverse group of students, as you can see. And the largest group are non-English major university students, which account for 30% of our participants. Another group is adult learner with 24%. The next large group is English major university students. So because you see, we have 30 university lecturer. So we have more student participants from this group of trainer than the other group. Let's move on to the next slide, please. Yes. Okay, so the product of students have been published in the Facebook page, our fan page, which is called Digital English Theatre Project, in which you can see a lot of recording. As you can see on the snack lines, where there are a lot of clips of student performance over there. So one, two, three, every slide you can see. And you can see from this clip that the students are very creative in their lesson, yeah, in their performance. Yeah. Okay, so what are the findings from our project? Here are some findings, I believe. Yes. Okay, so with teachers, unfortunately, we didn't have the grade test, so we don't have something to compare. But you can see that overall, the perception of the teacher are very positive about the impact of digital English theater. All of the perception is higher than the mean score of 4. Meanwhile, for the student, we have the increase of perception. You can see that students have positive perception regarding linguistic competence, skill, classroom practice, and other. If you want to listen to more detail, please come to the section tomorrow in room number 9 at 9:40. There can be detailed discussion over this. Yeah. Okay. And because the project has been conducted in a short period of time of 7 weeks, and the improvement, I know you can see on the slide, very small, but in fact, we think that is great because it's just such a short time that you can see the improvement. So what have we got from the project? This is our take-home message. So drama technique has great potential in English language classroom. As you can see, the student like it, the teacher like it. And it can be implemented with various group of learner. We can do it with high school student. We can do it with university student, major English major, non English major, or we can do it with even adult learners. And the last one is that digital English theater can be a fun way to learn during the COVID pandemic. You know that everything that we did with the project was in the COVID time. And it's like it's destiny, right? It's destiny that at first we didn't plan to do everything online, but uh, the decision number 16, something like that, and we had to stay home, and we had no choice but doing everything online. And it's interesting that the students love the activity more than the online classroom that they had by their teacher. So that's a fun way to learn English actually. So this is the link to our project that you can come and visit different plays performed by the student, and you can see that the students are very creative. And there are more clips, but I have to wait until uh, from high school students, but I have to wait until they are 18 years old and ask them to sign for agreement to upload that on the internet. Right? The other, we got a agreement. Otherwise, we have to ask for parents' permission, and it's like more complicated than asking for their own permission. So thank you very much. If you want to have more detail about the project, please come 9:40 room 9 tomorrow. Thank you. Yes.
Thanks, Ian. And I think with that, I think we're already 10 minutes over. So I will hand back to Tao to see if we have any questions either online or from the room there. Tao, back to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for the great presentation from all views. Davis, Dr. T, Dr. Nhật, and Dr. Yin. Okay, so uh, as the Dr. T said that I have great opportunity to enjoy the project from um, Dr. T, and I feel that it's very good for the both teacher and student. So as well from sharing from Dr. Nhật and Dr. Yin, I see that three big projects bring a lot of benefits for both teacher and student in Vietnam. So thank you very much for British Cultural as well, the three university to her and to conduct the three projects successfully. And because due to the limited times, some of them have a question. So I think because our section finished at 4:10, yeah. So that's the reason why all the questions please email to the all presenters today. And thank you, David, so much. Okay, thank you everyone for the pay attention for the our section. Thank you.
Thank you, Tao. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Yeah, thank you.